my name is Anna, and I'm the cake lady here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'd like to thank you in advance for purchasing our kit on the Rosette cake. With it comes your 6-inch cake of the flavor that you selected, a bucket of our delicious frosting, a piping bag, tip, and a how-to sheet on how to fill your bag properly. The things you'll need from your home will be a mixing bowl if you want to not mix it in that container, a spatula to do the mixing if you want to color your frosting, and a scissor to actually cut the tip of the tube when we fill it. Using your spatula, take the frosting and place it into your mixing bowl. You will probably need all of this frosting since the Rosette cake will take quite a bit of frosting to cover the entire cake. If you would like to color it, household colors come in great for this, and you just put a couple drops in and then mix it thoroughly. The more color you put in, obviously, the more intense the color will be. Once your frosting is thoroughly mixed and your color is consistent, refer to your little sheet that will tell you how to fill a bag. Step 1 is you have your bag. Step 2 is we'll cut the tip off the bag. We'll insert our piping tip. These are ways not to fold your bag because the frosting will come out the top once you start applying pressure. The best way to do it is to actually twist your bag, and don't overfill it because you'll have to fill the bag a couple times. If you overfill it, you'd have less control. So, in saying that, we'll cut the tip off the bag. Insert the piping tube. And what you're looking for is you want to make sure that the plastic is clear of all of your tines so that you get a nice clean rosette. Fold your bag around your hand like a cup. This will be easy for you to fill then. Taking scoops of frosting, you're going to push that down as far as you can in the bag, closing your hand on the spatula. That'll help keep the frosting in the bag and not be pulled out with the spatula. Again, we may have to fill the bag a couple times because we don't want to overfill it too far. Make sure the frosting comes out nice and even. And using a twisting technique, you're going to clamp that twisted area between your thumb and hand. This is where the pressure will come from to make your rosette. This hand helps you direct it. To make a rosette, straight up and down, in a circular motion, stop pushing on the bag and pull to complete the rosette look. We're going to start at the bottom of the cake and work our way up. I will be using a turntable. It's not necessary, but it just makes it convenient. So on the side of your cake, you should be able to get 3 rows of rosettes. Visualize the segments in 3 sections. You're going to want to start in the middle of the first section, which is the bottom. Using your rosette tip, you will make the circular motion, touching almost the board, coming back up, stopping, pressing, and pull. There's your first rosette. You want to almost overlap, so the next one I start is going to actually overlap a little bit this one. This will avoid you having to put those big stars in between because you can see gaps of cake. See how you can't barely see any cake at all? Once you get your rhythm down, it doesn't take long to lay down quite a few rosettes at a time. Your last rosette should actually overlap either side, completing the circle around the cake. The next set of rosettes, you're going to actually visualize, again, a third of the way up, but this rosette is going to be centered between the 2 below. Now at this point, I pretty well depleted my bag, so I need to refill my bag. To refill the bag, you're simply going to, again, use your hand, create a cup for the frosting to go in. Closing your hand again to pull the frosting into the bag. Now, an important step here is because we had frosting in there, there's now air trapped right here. And so it's called burping the bag. Again, we're going to twist using our hand as a clamp, and we're going to squirt some into the bowl until you hear a poof of air. Hear that poof? Now you know that you're not going to do that to your cake and it'll be blowing out your rosette. So now your rosettes will be just as nice as the first ones when you used a fresh bag. Continuing, in the center of the ones below. Continue to work your way around the cake, trying to not only overlap the rosette next to it, but also the rosettes on the bottom. So again, you don't have any cake being shown through. Now we'll start the top row, which will almost wrap up over the cake just a little bit. On the top of the cake, you will visualize a ring of rosettes around the top, again starting a little bit away but in between the set below, overlapping, so again you don't see any cake. And then in the center, one larger rosette to fill it in. Now at this point you can always use some sprinkles or colorful confetti or anything that you have even around the house if you want to add a little bit more color or style to it. But that would be your rosette.